34th episode of Movie and TV Talk. On this episode, I'm going to be discussing and giving my thoughts on The Wild Robot. Remember, there will be spoilers, so let's get into it. In this story, we have this robot named Roz that awakens on an island that has nothing but wilderness on it. The bot looks all over for who ordered it, but no luck, and just either pisses the other animals off or scares them off. Eventually, it deciphers the language of every animal and learns to communicate with them. It eventually gets a baby goose to imprint on it and becomes its parent, essentially. Over the course of the movie, Roz teaches Bright Bill, the goose, to do things like swim and fly. Now, this doesn't come easy and there is struggle, but Roz ultimately gets Bright Bill ready for its first migration. He goes on his migration, and Roz just kind of chills with Fink, the fox friend, for a while before having to go and save all the animals from a really bad winter storm. Roz doing this basically causes all the animals to decide not to kill each other because Roz did this all for them, so it's the least they can do for Roz. Roz decides that because Bright Bill found his place, it's time that they go to theirs, so a ship comes to pick up Roz, but then Fink mentions that Bright Bill wants to talk to them, so Roz slips away, but the ship robot isn't having it and sends combat bots after Roz. Basically, all the animals and Roz fight off the robots and get them to go away. However, Roz makes the choice that they need to go back to the factory and not put all their animal friends at risk. And that is what Roz does. Then we get to see Bright Bill reunite with Roz despite going and getting all fixed up and reset. But Roz still retains their memories, and that's kind of the plot of the movie. So what did I think of The Wild Robot? Considering that I don't really watch a lot of animated movies, this one is very heartwarming and wholesome and is very much not what you get with the usual Disney Pixar animated slop. The journey that Roz goes through and the overall impact that they have on the animals of the island is a very well told story and shown through the use of animation very well. The thing that is you not only get to see Roz's story, but also Bright Bill. You see him imprint on Roz, grow up, and he acts kind of robotic because he's literally raised by one. You see how he doesn't fit in with the other geese, and they make fun of him for it. The story just, it's not really just about Roz, it's about the relationship between Roz and Bright Bill, and how that develops over the course of the movie. I also would say that Fink is the other important character. I personally don't think that his arc is as important as Roz and Bright Bill, but it's a decent arc. It's just simple in the sense that he never had anyone to care about him till Roz showed up, and then over the course of the movie forms a friendship with both Roz and Bright Bill. Now, I'm not a parent, but I think this movie is a good message for probably current and soon-to-be parents. That's because Roz is basically thrust a child upon them, despite not knowing a single thing about how to properly care for said child. Other characters even say it too. There's no manual for raising kids. You just make it up as you go. And while simple, I think it's a good message for this movie. Like I said, very heartwarming, and it's just very different from the usual slop that other animation studios are putting out. Didn't have overbearing characters that do boring musical numbers every couple of minutes, which make this movie more refreshing animated movie to me. The Wild Robot is a good and enjoyable movie. And that's all I have to say, so if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.